Hi there, namaste, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Lall Show right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Of course, happy new month. It's the 1st of September, and we say thank you so much for joining us here on the Lall Show. We look forward for your continued support in the month of September and beyond. I'll now hand you over to Mr. Lall, who will make his Wednesday presentation, and after which we will take your calls and, of course, read your messages. Mr. Lall, namaste to you.
Namaste to you. Namaste to all Guyana. And namaste to all of you guys in the office. Josh?
Yes.
I've been talking about oil and oil and oil and resources on almost every program.
Yeah.
Tonight, no oil, no resources, only COVID. Do you know, to date, Guyana records 624 deaths from it.
Wow.
We have over 25,000 confirmed cases. And 2 or 3 persons dying every day. Today they record 2 deaths. Of recent, a new strain has developed called Delta variant. That has already kicked into Guyana, Josh. The 2 people who died were fully vaccinated. What that means? It tells a story, right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Fully vaccinated. The world body is now saying that this new Delta variant, they are not certain whether the vaccine can protect you. So you know what I mean, Josh? Wear your mask and be safe.
Yep.
Vaccine or no vaccine can't protect you. Today, Joshua, brothers and sisters, they just announced a new strain has arrived in the world. And the WHO is calling this one Mu, M-U, meaning you, it's coming for you. Mu. Hear that, Bernard? It's named Mu. So protect yourself. Wear your mask, keep your distance. Death lurks around, okay? Death is at your doorstep. This one is not from ExxonMobil or President Ali. This one is from COVID-19. So let's get to ExxonMobil and Jack Deo now. Who has the power not to kill us, but to save us from death through hunger and starvation?
Yes.
What do you think about that? It's about a vision, eh? Life is about vision. What is a vision, Josh? Some people think that vision is just to see where you walk and what you eat with your eyes. For me, vision is much more than that. Vision is also knowing where you want to go in life. Vision is a plan. If you don't have a vision, you don't have a plan. Without a plan in life, get ready to suck salt or suck something else. Every individual must and should have a plan in their life. You must have a vision as to what you want to become in 5 years from today, 10 years or 20 years. Is what you see yourself becoming in the future. Life is that simple, Josh. And you must work towards that vision, that plan to achieve what you want. Some of us would like to become a doctor, lawyers, judges, movie stars, super rich, prime ministers, presidents, ministers, and so on. But you must start planning it from now, outlining it from today, and work towards achieving that goal you set about to achieve. Joshua, Mr. Bernard, one of the most basic things every human being strives for, aims for in this life, is to have a shelter over their heads that they can call their home. With a little savings, a nice car, and a beautiful family, living in harmony with no one to disturb that peace. That's all I think everyone needs in life. And those simple things also require vision first and planning for how to get to those points in life. Not true, Bernard?
Definitely.
Perfect. Like individuals who envision a good life with a plan for themselves and their families, governments, Joshua, governments all over the world must have a vision, have a plan as to what they want for themselves, for their people, and their countries. Vision is to be able to manage whatever you have properly, is to take control of your wealth, your earnings, and use it wisely for the development of yourself, your people, and your country, Josh. But your leaders doesn't understand that. They have mentality like a man who come to me yesterday to tell me coats there in front of his house waiting to see. He full up his house with the people things and now can't pay, coming to me for help. He had no plan and no vision. His eyes big, want to live beyond his means, wants to show off with his girlfriend what a nice home he has. Now you're running from courts. Wow. Josh, he reminds me of our leaders, ready to run to the World Bank, the IDB to borrow, to build this and to build that, to look good, not realizing the danger they're leaving for future generations. When you have leaders who are visionless, Josh, get ready to run like the man were running from courts. You hear me, Josh? Brothers and sisters of this beautiful land called Guyana, the Ali government did 2 audits so far with their oil companies. One was for $460 million. Exxon said they spent before 2015. And the other one on the development cost of Liza 1 between 2015 and 2017 for $1 billion. 1 year later, President Ali still to show the findings of those 2 audits to us. We carried that as a lead story today in the Kaieteur News. Now, why is he not releasing that audit findings to the Guyanese people? What is there to hide? Is only 2 things come to mind, Joshua. Is either he did not do any checks on those 2 costs, or they find something and hustling to cover up it with Exxon. There can be no other reasonable conclusion as to why a government would not want its people to know what are the findings by the checkers.
Definitely. Definitely.
Man, you got pickers in your coconut estate spending money and you checking the bills and hiding it from your family? Who can help you to see if there is skullduggery going on? Miss Harris? Which decent or honest child would do something like that to a family? Can anybody help me?
None we know.
He's colluding with somebody.
It means something is going on with the pickers and him.
Yes, colluded. Collusion.
You disagree with me?
Collusion.
Right. If he don't bring home the books for his family to help him check it through, then definitely something sneaky is going on with he and the pickers. Am I correct?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Colluded.
That is the story with Exxon and our government. And President Ali is not letting us see the findings. The Kaieteur News has been on the government back on several occasions asking for those reports. 1 year later, international organizations are commenting on it. Hear what these people saying, Ms. Harris. One of them said it is critical for governments to show their citizens the extent to which these audits are successful in helping to save the country being robbed billions of US dollars. The people say if you don't do it and do it right, it allows oil companies to inflate the expenses. And in many cases, they put in bills that has nothing to do whatsoever with oil operations out there.
Exactly.
You hear that? They pad up with anything, man. Guys, simply means they can spend on any other project. Let's say a project in Afghanistan and hand you the bill. They can buy machines and equipment for Jamaica and fit those bills into Guyana's account. They can even take their families on vacation all over the world and hand you the bills. That's why these experts are warning all of us to look out for that type of skullduggery. That's why the government, Bernard, I think aren't so keen on having the reports released into the public domain so we can see what Exxon is charging Guyana for.
Precisely.
You want Exxon to look good.
The experts, Bernard, are saying in simple layman terms, if you don't protect yourself from things like that, prepare for cat eat Guyana dinner on all of us. Come on, man. Do we need experts to tell us that simple thing? Any market vendor knows. Every farmer knows. If they don't check the bills that is being handed to them, you will be shafted. Man, every moron knows that. Check it properly and the country can save big time.
Yes.
Money can come in so that we can triple people's salaries.
Yep. Finally.
Those police, soldiers, nurses, public servants can't pay their light bill with their salaries. The international body even give examples as to what went on in various oil-producing countries, Ms. Harris.
Yep.
They said in Timor-Leste, a small oil-producing island close to Australia, them used to get 250 million in bills per month. It took them 3 years to wake up. And with the help and advice of this same organization that is warning Guyana today, that country initiated a series of checks and audits. Here it is, Bernard. The first round of checks, they were able to recover $79 million.
Wow.
The second round, the same organization said the Ministry of Finance there in that country recovered 400 million US dollars for only 3 years. And 1 year later, our president is still hiding the findings from us on those two simple reports.
Again, these people, why is he?
Huh? What is going on in this land?
See that he's working for a company?
In India, the same international body said they recovered over 24.5 billion American dollars in inflated expenses from over 24 oil companies in 1 year alone, 2012. You hear me, man? 24.5 billion American dollars India was able to recover from 30 oil companies in 1 year alone.
Wow.
That has led India to put together a high-level team to review every section in the oil industry, saving billions upon billions of US dollars. While our leaders here in Guyana are in a seasonal coma, because only when they jump out of the coma now and again, they run here and there and talk and open their mouth. President Ali, been a few days ago to Hari Krishna celebration, and all he said there is he wants to be a just leader. I don't know if somebody tell you he isn't. Hear him for yourself. Just play that little video.
I have one responsibility, and that responsibility is to be a just leader. And that is what I've sought to do every single day since assuming office. I've asked the cabinet to also do the same.
You heard him, our president said all he wants to be a just leader, and ask his cabinet to just be the same. He didn't release the audit report 1 year now, but was keen to say everything will be transparent and above board. Everything will be in the open for all to see. That's how he wants to be, a just leader. Guyana, this same organization said a state in America called Alaska provided a prime and compelling example of how much countries stand to lose in the absence of a proper audit. Countries, the organization said, had to move to court to get back what oil companies robbed the people of those countries. In 2003, the organization said Alaska was losing billions of dollars due to inflated and padded up costs by oil companies. And that included none other than the one out there working for us called ExxonMobil. You hear me, Josh? They did the same thing all over. And this is what the people talking about Alaska. Over a 17-year period, the Alaskan Department of Law say they had to hire lawyers and accounting specialists from over 30 different companies to follow up legal claims against the oil companies. You hear that, Josh? The people said they spent US $217 million in fees, but was money well spent because they were able to recover through the courts a total of 2.7 billion American dollars. You didn't hear me, man. The people spent 270 million and were able to recover 2.7 billion American dollars. Wow. We ain't checking, we ain't hiring, we ain't got nobody looking out for our interests.
Just paying billions.
Yes. No, we just accepting and paying like morons. By the year 2000, with further court actions, Alaska dragging in additional to that 2.7, $10.6 billion due to inflated bills thrown at them by the oil companies, including ExxonMobil.
In their own country, America.
And that happened exactly in their own country called the United States of America. Guyanese, you didn't hear me, or you weren't listening to me. I think COVID is spreading in the air. It's coming through the radio too. You should get your face mask and put it on. I don't have it, just in case anybody else in here have it. It's going to come through the radio, so you can listen to and hear me clearly. Bernard, the body went further to say that amount they recovered was far below the scale of abuse that was discovered during the audits and legal challenges. You hear me?
You have been said it from day one.
Yeah, man. Them said many other lawsuits and claims they launched against the oil companies by the state of Alaska was settled out of court and are therefore not in the public domain.
Yes, when they
You hear
say
me?
court when they don't want it to-
Yes, because maybe another 50 billion they had to pay. So they run gun settle it. Man, are you hear this thing what going on, man? Hmm? All over the world they did this. And what are we hearing from our leaders in this land?
Nothing at all.
From Granger, Harmon, Ali?
Nada.
Nada.
Not a word.
Nada. A matter of fact, I think our leaders believe that ExxonMobil them is the pandit priest and imam.
So they're saints.
Or they're saints, yeah.
Saints.
You hear that, Guyana? Was pure scampishness going on. And ExxonMobil, that same company working out there, was one of the oil companies found guilty for inflation of bills.
Exactly.
This is how the oil companies operate all over the world, like I just said. This is how they take you for a ride like a donkey. They have robbed almost all the countries on earth with inflated bills. And we leaders, yes, our visionary leaders, our business savvy people, our financial gurus,
Without an NDA.
without an MBA. Thank you. All silent. All of them. Isn't this a beautiful country, man?
Yeah.
The best.
Beautiful country to have, yes.
President Ali said he wants to be a just leader, but still hiding two simple 1.4 billion audit reports they did for the nation 1 year now. I am not talking about the 50 billion plus American dollars that's spent out there that we don't know yet, Josh. Not 50 billion I'm talking about. Just the 1.4 billion audit they did. This is the transparency. He and Harmon and Jagdeo telling the world they are presiding over. You have the video there, man? Could you play the video quickly? Another video with Mr. Ali.
We
Yes,
have
it's about
decades
how they're transparent.
of misappropriation. Just look at Justice Kennard report, his COI into City Council. It tells a story of nightmare when it comes to financial accountability and transparency. Look at the Auditor General reports. Decades of financial statements not filed. Mismanagement, misuse of resources. So yes, I agree that there are businesses that may not be paying their taxes, and we have to ensure that they pay their taxes. But at the same time, we have to ensure that the institution that is collecting the taxes there in the city is managed in a transparent and accountable manner. We have to ensure that it's managed and the resources are used in the interest of the city and the people.
Manage in a transparent fashion. Let me deal with that a little later. I talked just now on inflated and pad up bills from one sector in the industry, Josh, in which countries lose out billions of US dollars. Let me turn to another expense Exxon has been throwing at us. This one is called local content expenses.
Yes.
Man,
Oh my goodness.
yesterday, Bernard, we received from ExxonMobil another local content bill for $19 billion, in which they give no proper explanation as to how that was spent and what they spent it on. All they say was they spent it on food stuff and some engineering things.
That's 95
Josh,
million US dollars. That's 95 million US dollars.
Bernard, this is important. This type of bill have only a 2-year limit to check and verify. If you don't do so within the time frame, you better pay it and shut up.
Wow.
Man, I need to ask the Almighty, the Creator, for help. And I need to ask them for help right now. I ask him for help more than ever now. Prior to 2015, them hand us an unchecked local content bill for $96 billion, in which there was no proper explanation as to how that money was spent and what it was spent on. All they say again, they spent it on food stuff and some other things. The 2-year limit time for that 96 billion gone about 200 years ago.
It's over 400 million US dollars.
Yeah. So don't think you can check that. You will have to pay it through the oil they're pumping up right now. That money gone. Gone for China.
Over 400 million US dollars.
From 2016, 17 and 2018, they hand us another local content bill for $20 billion plus, with nothing to substantiate that spending. Man, I think they must have eaten lobster, tuna, and drink fine wine,
Caviar.
fly all over the world and hand us bills
Beluga caviar.
that led it to that amount.
Fine.
We in 2021, so we just have to pay the $20 billion plus. You hear me? We in 2021. We don't have to pay the 20 plus the 96. That is $116 billion as is. Without asking any question, we have to pay that.
Wow.
Because remember, it's only 2 years you have, right?
We only get to 2019 and 2020.
Bernard, it's not if you get robbed, you know.
It's how much you
It's how much you get robbed there. 116 billion is 1/3 of Guyana budget just gone through the window without any checks on any single bill. And all Guyana waiting for an increase in salary. Imagine if we had saved 2/3 of that. All the salaries, all your salaries could have been more increased by 2/3. All the pension money should have increased by 2/3. Matter of fact, everything we do, everything they spend on, you got to spend on 2 times more in 3. In 2019, Bernard, they hand us 24 billion. In 2020, 31 billion. None of the 2 figures Exxon give a detailed breakdown on how and what it was spent on. Now we are in 2021. The 2 years will expire in 2022.
With a couple of months more.
Yes, in a couple months more. And the audit has not begun. and we running out of time.
Yep,
Yeah, they be
already
transparent.
finished.
Between the two is 55 billion more will be coming out of our oil if we don't check it, which will add it to the 116. It actually half of Guyana budget. And we leaders still in a coma. Yesterday, like I said, they hand us another 19 billion for only the last 6 months, Guyana. With the same hogwash story they spend on Guyanese vendors and suppliers. That's what they say. With yet again no detailed explanation as to how that money was spent and what it was spent for and on.
15 million US a month.
Huh?
That's 15
Yeah,
million US a month.
19 billion, yeah. For 6 months. For 6 months. That is what you call vision and a plan to develop Guyana. Where is Bernard?
Speechless.
And the spending continues every second of the day on Lisa 1, Lisa 2, and Lisa 3, which is a Payara in the billions. And now Jagdeo running to approve Lisa 4, Yellowtail project. If I ain't lie, ExxonMobil them already spending there without a signed approval.
Yeah, they already approved the board to start.
They will just pile it up for us in the right time, because the oil people are already boasting to the shareholders how Jagdeo is in favor of approving it overnight. Help me, Father. Please. You need to help this nation. There are many, many more larger spending the oil companies does daily that has to be checked. From Lisa 1, Lisa 2, and Lisa 3. We ain't able to check the food bills in time. When will we be able to verify and check the production costs, the operational cost, the FDP, the Field Development Plan costs for one project, much less 2, much less 3, and now Jagdeo talking about 4th project. Man, something got to stop these people in their tracks. Any other approval should be met with a total shutdown of this country. Guyana, you didn't hear me. We can't handle Lisa 1. We can't handle the food bill, the local content bill alone on Lisa 1. We can't handle the production. We can't handle the operational cost. We can't handle the field development cost on Lisa 1 alone. But we are handling Lisa 2 and Lisa 3. And now they're going to give 4. The Creator really got to help Guyana here. They must hustle to approve and approve more and more projects without even being able to manage anything. Man, somebody got to tell me something. Joshua, can you say something? Where is Harmon and Granger and Patterson, Jagdeo, Ramjatan? Oh, sorry, I forgot. They're also in a coma. Where is the MP them of this country? The member of parliaments? Are they in a coma too, Josh?
Missing in action.
You know, the Kaieteur News had challenged ExxonMobil to provide the nation with a full breakdown of those spending, the local content spending alone. And you know what these guys said, Josh? Who are you to question us?
Wow.
Not their exact words, but their actions and silence tells us that. Bernard, Miss Harris, I think this is enough for the Guyanese people to process through their head and digest. What do you say?
It's a fucking, we get that fucking.
Rush. Rush. Drill, baby, drill. Pump it, baby, pump it. Take it, baby, take it. It's all yours. That's the policy our leaders now has. Get out the oil quickly as possible before it left on your hand. Like we're dealing with fruits and vegetables and milk that is spoiled overnight, Josh. Take it out quick. That is what was sold to our leaders. And that story is what they want us to believe. You hear me? You know who sold them that story? ExxonMobil. Your oil gonna spoil. You're gonna rotten. Take it out quick before you don't get nothing. Well, they're gonna take it out and you will still get nothing. You hear me, Guyana?
Yes.
I am talking to Guyana. You will still get nothing. And you heard it yourself from Jack Deo's mouth. You will get nothing.
You must live within your means.
Live within your means.
Man, the biggest oil producing countries of the world, leaving their oil where it is and running to extract ours. Their oil will not be stranded or spoiled, but ours will, according to our government. How you like that one, eh? This is making us smile and laugh.
Smile and wave, smile and wave.
If oil will be stranded asset, then why leave yours for mine? There is only one reason, Joshua. Our oil is free for them. Come and take it. That's why they're here in a rush to take out all in a jiffy of a time. Then when ours is finished, you know what they do? They go back to theirs. We are a set of fools, a set of morons. Not Gledlal,
Definitely.
not me, and I don't think none of you are morons in this place.
People of land.
Joshua,
Yes.
you know when you catch a paku, where is the tea?
Salt.
You bust it back and put salt. That's what our leaders is allowing the oil companies to do to us with our oil. Coming up with all kinds of Nancy stories, telling us if we don't hurry up and make some money out of the oil, we will all become losers. That's what they basically wants to tell us. In this case, what they're telling us, Joshua, is not a Nancy story. It's a corrupt story in which all of them politicians selling out your future. You know, the oil company can't carry that story to we neighbors or now.
No, they can't. Two leaders here.
And tell leaders and tell them they need to come here and take out your oil as fast as possible. No, they can't carry that to Suriname. Suriname leaders already say they are not in a hurry. They know that oil will forever be in demand. And they know their oil is sweet and cheap to extract. You know what? Those are visionary leaders.
Patriots.
Yes.
They love their people.
That is the leader that Jack David them run away and choose ExxonMobil to go invite them more to come here.
Always unfair.
He didn't want advice from the Surinamese people.
Always unfair to
We have never, Joshua, I have never seen one oil export in this world who have said Guyana's oil will be stranded. Only our visionary leaders who even can't spell oil properly. And ExxonMobil know that. Only them two know that our oil will be stranded. It will have no value down the road. Please listen to what a director of energy practice, an author, a man named Arthur Deakin, said loud and clear through the pages of Kaieteur News yesterday. The man said there is no need to rush production in Guyana. Take your time because you have value sitting under the ocean. You have proper food there, food that will not spoil. He went on to say Guyana's high quality crude will not become stranded assets, as some would want us to believe. There is no need for Guyana to rush its oil production in the Stabroek Block, since it has light, sweet crude, low production cost, and high turnover for the same. The man said that Venezuela is not blessed to have the kind of oil as we do. They have heavy and sour crude, which costs more to bring up. And countries like that should be worried to get out them one fast and to make some money, if they can, before renewable catch up with them. You understand? But where our oil is concerned, the man said left it. There is money there for 2-3 generations to come. The director, the man said, oil will always be needed and it will never go out in a lifetime. So why rush? Take your time, manage the sector properly, monitor your cost, and you will make lots of money for your country. What are we hearing from our leaders? Pump, baby, pump. Drill it, baby, drill it. Take it, baby, take it. It's all yours. ExxonMobil, do what you want. The people of this country, this country, according to Jagdeo, have to live within their means for quite a long time. Those were his words that came out of his mouth in Texas 2 weeks ago. That's their vision and plan for Guyana. Ms. Harris, I began this program tonight with a word, vision. Vision. I am certain that every one of you has a vision for a better life. It is human nature to have a vision, to have a dream. Most importantly, a plan to where you want to go and who you want to become. Not true, man?
Definitely.
Like individuals who envision a good life with a plan for themselves and their families. Governments, all over the world must also have a vision, a plan as to what they want for themselves, for their people and their country. You know, Bernard, since I was a small boy growing up, I was hearing about England, America, and Canada. The entire Guyana wanted a visa to go there and live. A matter of fact, half of Guyana's population presently is living in those countries. And every day more and more Guyanese packing up and ready to leave. The big question here is why Guyana? Why? Why, brothers and sisters? Those leaders have a vision, have a plan, and that is what they're working with to always better, to always grow further, to develop and develop their countries. And Guyanese go there to be part of that vision, to fulfill their own visions for themselves. What has happened to Guyana, man? What has happened for the last 30 years that you could think of?
Going backwards.
Hmm?
You going backwards.
Where is this country heading?
Backwards.
What can we honestly say and proud to say as citizens of this land about this country?
Nothing.
Can anyone honestly say that this country has grown for the last 30 years? I would like to hear that answer from the past presidents and the past leaders and these present leaders. Has the citizens' lives been uplifted? Where is it? I need to see that. You know why this country has not moved from where it was 30 years ago, Josh? It is because the leaders of this land is without a vision, a plan, lack the understanding of how to manage and run a country.
Yep.
Definitely.
Just pay attention to what is happening. Leaders are running around without fires. They're busy patching up holes and then congratulate themselves on how well they are doing. But a plan on how to better prepare for next year's flood, or to bring us together, or to get more out of foreign companies that has our wealth in their hands, are not there with our leaders. Where is this planning ahead? Where is the vision for big results? Where is the strategies to move this country forward? May I ask you guys? Huh? Our brothers and sisters in this land have been cutting cane, planting rice, cassava, edo, coconut since slavery days. Independence come and gone. You don't hear me, man. Independence come and gone. And they are still continuing that trend up till now. And there will be no change to that for generations to come. All because the leaders of this land lack vision, lack a plan, lack the understanding of how things work in the business world. Vision and plans are blueprints, brothers and sisters, that has to be put on paper before the population of a country. Where is these plans? Do they have one? Or is it locked away in some cupboard or under the bed? I have watched how presidents come and go. I have watched how they run this country with the different ministries every day. It's one routine thing from one government to the other government. Collect taxes, pump it here, pump it there, pump it in their pockets, pump it in secret foreign bank accounts, and that has been the cycle for the last 30 years that I have known of. Build and renovate a few schools, hospitals, medical centers, build and repair a few bridges, fix some city fences, breaches, patch up and put in a few small roads here and there, fix and build a few community centers and playgrounds, give out a few contracts to supply drugs, give out some hampers. All of them, that's their vision of moving Guyana up the ladder. Then parade themselves all over on TV and across the country, abusing and cussing who did this and who did that. That's who our leaders were and still are. Guyanese. That's who they were and that's who they still are. Yes. Share out little one-time grant, put in 1 and 2 water wells, give out a few house lots with no roads, no infrastructure whatsoever, and thief out 3/4 of the money on almost all the projects. That has been their vision, their plan these leaders had and still working with to this day. 4 months now, I have been exposing the opposition leader, the president, the vice president, as to what is coming out their mouths, as to their vision for Guyana and what we have been hearing. Absolutely nothing of substance. Nothing that tells me that these people have a plan or a vision for this land. Again, I ask you, Joshua, what has changed for the last 30 years? Has people's lives improved or gotten any better? Every day you hear one thing over and over and over from every government ministry, ministers, heads of the state agencies and corporations. From the education ministry, you hear that schools will be open. A few will be built and some will be repaired. That's their vision. That's all. Housing ministry, they'll build homes to sell. Like how they build some shacks at the Granger scheme on the East Bank of Demerara and said it cost $4 million. You guys should go take a look and see what it looks like. House lots they're giving out. Basic thing. Roads is not there. That's their vision. The Home Affairs Ministry, responsible for security, catch a few criminals, small criminals, arrest some young people for smoking and selling ganja. That's their vision, while crime is taking a toll on every citizen of this land. The Sports Ministry, building some sport ground, giving everyone and two bat and ball here and there. The same thing that has been going on for years. Vision. You call that vision. That is what will move Guyana. The Natural Resources Ministry, giving out all our wealthiest land. Now, our oil blocks under the ocean to foreigners, under cagey and secretive deals. The same thing has been going on 30 years now. And it is likely to continue unless we get a change. This is the vision they have for Guyana. Yes, that's the plan. The Ministry of Health, always in an emergency for drugs. They run out of this and run out of that every moment. They don't have this and they don't have that. They got to and still end up dumping $10 million in expired drugs. This is how they manage. This is how they operate. This is how they envision. Keep overpaying for drugs. And the cycle continues. Each day is COVID. That's the visionary leaders we have. As for the finance ministry, always keep spending and borrowing monies without any vision, without a plan. Every day you hear them they're talking about loans and loans. We just keep borrowing and borrowing to build this and to build that. It has been going on for the last 30 years, guys. I am sorry for you people. The Ministry of Finance, the people who are responsible for checking and safeguarding the finances of every sector in this country, in every corner of this land, just bent on borrowing to indebt this nation more and more. Guyana is losing billions upon billions without checking, without verifying them. And our financial gurus running to borrow from the bank. You listened just now to President Ali when he talked about the city council. He says it's a nightmare situation. The financial accountability of the city council, guys, is just a few pennies. It's not a nightmare people living through now, losing billions of American dollars every year. You hear me, Josh? He talked about a few pennies the city council, you hear me, losing. He ain't said nothing about the billions we're losing that is causing the citizen or giving the citizens nightmares every night. He talking about transparency. Yes, we can't get an audit report after 1 year. Isn't this a beautiful country, man? Hmm? Mismanagement, misuse of resources. Guys, that's what he talk about. What is going on in the oil sector? Josh, could you tell me?
The oil will answer ExxonMobil.
Huh?
Now we will.
Nothing, absolutely nothing these people doing. He said business. He said business not paying taxes. The people was sweeping the gutters and selling on the streets, and they wanted to business he find time to talk about. That's what's in his head to talk about. Not ExxonMobil and the oil companies not paying taxes for our resources, our gold, our diamond, our bauxite, our timber, in which we can get billions to have all the citizens of this land live in comfort and peace. You hear me? But he got the nerve to say that he will ensure the poor citizen of this country pay the fair share of taxes,
ExxonMobil
and said nothing whatsoever about getting all these foreign people in this land pay their taxes. This is the visionary leader we have,
just leader.
and just leader. I love him. I love him. At the same time, he got to ensure that the institution that is collecting the taxes for the city is managed in a transparent and accountable manner. You hear me? You remember he said that?
Transparent.
Yeah, man, that's what he said. We have to ensure that the resources are managed and used in the interest of the city and its people. Wow. Wow. You guys got to help me, man. Who ensures that our resources, them same things I talk about, the timber, the diamond, the bauxite, and our oil, is managed so that the people of this country can benefit? He is talking about city council pennies and not talking about billions of American dollars that he and his cabal, including the opposition, is in charge of. This is a beautiful country.
If you
I love it.
If you ExxonMobil,
I love it. President Ali calling on the council to manage the taxes to benefit the city and its people, while he is mum and dumb on our resources to benefit our country and our people. It was a pleasure being on board here tonight with you people.
the height of irony.
I enjoy speaking to you. Yasha, I want to thank all of the Guyanese in and around the world for listening.
Precisely.
Good night and God bless. You want to take any calls quickly?
So to you, yes, we can take
Yeah?
a few.
You see, if anybody know the term irony, what irony means on the president. So can we see?
226-7453 and 226-7454 and 622.
You know, when you hear a president can say,
People must pay their taxes.
the people of this country must pay their taxes, and then tell city council that they must manage the taxes to benefit the city and its people. And tax is what we supposed to be getting. That is mandated in the Constitution. From our gold, our diamond, our bauxite. Man, people who are cut cane to pay tax, man.
How much tax did they see?
People who are cut rice to pay tax. People who are plant cassava, okra, bora, banana to pay taxes. And the foreigners who digging out our oil, our gold, our bauxite, our timber, they are exempted from taxes. And this man, this president telling us that we got to use and manage the few cents we collect from our brothers and sisters properly to benefit the citizens.
But Glenn, if I can,
We have a call. We have a call on the line. Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. We lost it.
Man, you guys need help in this land. We really, really, really need help in this land.
Indeed.
We need help. Announce the number now.
Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall
Take
Show.
the call.
Hello.
Hi, good evening to you.
Yeah. Good night to you, Mr. Glenlal, and all your panels out there.
Good night.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Glenlal. These people, them, you gotta tell them what it is. Mr. Glenlal, I deal with you all the time. Mr. Glenlal, you gotta tell them the only way we could stop this thing, we gotta let these people know. These people is doing overbearing things, Mr. Glenlal. Sometimes when you tell me things, sometimes I just feel hurt. I feel real hurt to know what these leaders doing to us in this land. Why these people them doing this to us? We Guyanese people need to know and see what these people doing to us in this land. It's heartbreaking, Mr. Glenlal. This thing, it is not fair.
I know what you're going through, brother. I used to go through it. 27 years, 27 years I've been going through it. I have seen it all. I have seen much, 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 much more. I am so ashamed to even talk about what I saw. It's too much. But I was able to overcome all the fears through the blessings from the man above. He has removed all the stress and fears within me. Hence, I can sit on this radio and have a chat and tell you. You see, when I finish here, it's out my heart. I have also learned that you have to get rid of things that angers you. You know why? For it eats away at the delicate layers of your innermost happiness. So when something, try when it hurts you to just say, hey, let's move to another day. You know, there's lots of things. 1 second.
All you got to do, Mr. Glenn, when you're ready to hit the street, there's the only way that these people go realize that how so serious we serious. We have to go on these streets and let these people know that how so serious. When you're ready to hit the streets, Mr. Glenn, I with you all.
We have to shut the country down. You see this Yellowtail project Jack Davis is running to give them? That should never, ever, ever, ever happen in this land. You hear me? If that happen, trust me, start sucking salt. Start sucking salt. And he's bent on approving it. You know, I saw a piece of a video this afternoon. A friend sent it to me, and I want to play it. I think I'm going to play it Friday, so you guys can listen to what's going on in this country.
Yeah, because I am educated, my family, them, every one of us listen to your program. I have other people listening to your program. And I go on there on the road, you know, I don't know. I just asking God, Almighty God, just to be with these leaders, them.
He's
you
listening,
know,
no worry.
This is the most I could just pray for them, like, you know, just ask Father to give them good vision to do certain things for us. How we could be rich and still just living poor.
I hear you, brother. Just pray for them.
Mr. Ren, good night.
Good night, good night.
Good night.
Just pray for them. I could hear how much and what is going on in that man's
Precisely, indeed.
stuff.
He
Yes.
feels for his brothers.
Yes.
Every
No.
person feels that way for the brothers and
Yes.
sisters.
He's hurt. He knows. He knows that he's being raped in his own home
Exactly. All of us have been
with his own thing.
Exactly.
Indeed.
You know?
Caller, good evening to you and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Sir.
All right, sir. Mr. Glenn, good night. I was listening to you just now, man. You telling me we're not getting any tax from these stuff that Exxon carrying out?
Nope.
Zero.
Imagine I following up this stuff and you really tell me something there which I cannot believe, man. We ain't getting nothing. That is why we can't get improvement. You know that little taxes should have come out. We should have be like Kuwait, buddy. Them man should have used them for cushion the taxes from all them car and everything, and all of we Guyanese own one vehicle at duty-free concession.
1 second.
Yeah.
Kuwait is paying no taxes.
If we get we fair share of taxes alone, this country can transform into Dubai.
Yes.
If we get a fair share of taxes on every barrel that comes up there, every ounce of gold, every ton of bauxite ore, every manganese, every lumber that goes out this country can become a Dubai or better than Dubai. And I am not bringing in profit sharing and royalties on our oil yet. That will make us into the richest country on earth.
But I am so big, and I was so surprised when you mentioned that thing just now, man. I can't believe we're not. But we just selling 2 mangoes from the corner there, and we got to pay tax on we mango, man. We just making $100,000 a year, and we got to pay. Well, man, buddy, how these things can work like that, man? There is nothing for Guyanese.
Wait, hold. Let me give you a little piece more. We Guyanese that working with the oil company or any foreigner, they have to pay taxes. But if foreign workers are exempted from paying taxes.
So what about, let me tell you, you know about this thing, if we come back now, we Guyanese go outside with a U.S. passport, only then we might get duty-free.
No. You have to pay taxes.
Tax exempt, you got to pay tax.
You have to pay taxes. You don't have no duty-free to get. Only the foreigners can get. You're not a foreigner.
Oh, my God. So this thing here, if we got to make a bridge, we got to take a loan, buddy. We not talk about a big bridge over the river. We're just saying a little $1 million bridge. We got to take a loan for that.
My friend, the money we done lost out for the past few years on supplies to the one project out there, Lisa one alone, we could have bridged from here to Escobar Coast.
Yes. But
Yeah,
we
man.
don't finish.
But these are the visionary leaders you have, my friend. All of them, from the AFC, the APNU, and the PPP. This thing is not a one-party thing.
No, I know it. It's not
All right?
one. All of them.
So don't run away that APNU is exempted or PPP didn't do this and AFC wasn't there. They are all in it together. You hear the silence of them?
Yes.
A matter of fact, nobody's saying anything but the Kaieteur news.
Nobody says anything about these people. Nobody. It's just remain like that. Right?
And you're begging them, Say, man, come on the radio and let's sit and chat. Come, let's talk. But they know they can't come here because there's no answer to these questions or to these things that we're talking about.
And there's the next thing bothering me. Why you going about drilling all these well all over the place and you ain't empty one yet, man? What is it? Is a hole and keep thing in this Guyana. Let me hustle and find this one here. Let me mark it there. Let me find the next one quick and me mark it there. Is we what happen?
No. That's a nice question you asked there. If the people know, if you know every hole you dig that costs you $10 million and you can get $155 million. What you gonna do? You gonna drill, baby, drill.
But anyway, it's not them paying for it too. Right?
No, we paying for it.
Right, we paying for it, so them all of them do push down them thing and drill.
And if they get or they don't get, you still pay them.
We still gotta pay for it. Guyana gotta pay for it. Compliments of Guyana.
Suriname doesn't pay for that. You understand? Suriname tell them plain. You find your oil yourself. And you stand your cost yourself. But these morons here we have in Guyana, for leaders, these visionary leaders we have, saying as we can pay for all, man, we can pay all the costs. And the people them put in 50 times cost on you. So basically is a passageway. Is a passageway to empty the oil field into their bank accounts rather than our country.
A lot of people know about this thing, brother. A lot of people know what's going on.
Just share your knowledge, share the program, talk to them a little. Listen, there are over 100 programs I did already within the last
I
year.
just look at the program. But just now this one, it feels me to see what's going on, right? When we talking about these taxes, this thing really feels me to see what's going on. You know, I can't see those things, man.
Come on, man.
It's unreal, man.
You brought in people to do 2 audits of just a $1.4 billion. And you're not sharing the audits with the nation to see what Guyana is paying for? It means what are you doing? You're not doing anything to benefit this country. You're not even allowing the nation, the citizens, to partake or to participate, to know, to see, to look, as to what this money is for. You understand? They're just hiding the whole thing away from you.
The only thing I am seeing about oil, they find a new oil block, they join so much million, they found a new one, they found this one here, so much billions barrel will come out. Only that you're hearing about the oil. You're not hearing anything else.
Exactly, because they drill almost 80 holes already in this type of
Nobody
block.
never come out with that. You need to put me, know if you put that because I bad, I read. Nobody in Guyana, you should have done a survey and find out how much body in Guyana knows how much hole Exxon dig.
Well,
How much they drill. And then you would see how much people is not aware of it.
no, they don't know, but I'm telling you, in the Starbuck block alone, is over 80 holes they already drill. And each one of them hole is in excess of 100 million American dollars.
So that $80-100 million gone there.
That's 8 billion American dollars.
8 billion, sorry, yes.
Right?
8 billion. Look at
Wait, 8 billions is 4-year Guyana budget.
that one would have put we, buddy. How far that would have put we?
That is what is coming out of our oil. That money should have been coming to Guyana to give us the life like the people in Dubai. Rather, it's good. They're huffing it out into their bank accounts through inflated costs. Because it really didn't cost the people $8 billion,
I know.
It cost them nothing, far as they're concerned.
Yes.
Maybe 8 million Guyana dollars. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Inflated costs. It's all about inflated costs because they don't get a crack already. They go open it more big.
I just talked about Alaska. Alaska was able to rake in 10 and 2, 13 billion US dollars in inflated costs. And then they went and settled the rest of the cases. So we don't know how much. Maybe they get another 20 billion, silently. But the world doesn't know about it, because when it settles secretly, those documents are kept undercover.
Yes.
Right?
So too.
So you imagine, we already got over 50 billion American dollars out there in debts. Not only debts, money that we're paying interest on. And the interest rate, Guyana, they're not even telling us. You hear me? That's our project, our oil blocks, our business, and we don't know what's going on there.
I don't know why they're keeping this thing secret. Why is it that everybody can't come out and know?
How you don't know, no, man? You sound very intelligent. How you tell me you don't know?
I mean,
You know exactly what's going on, man.
it's not coming out of the mouth where it's supposed to be coming out. I'm only listening on your program.
Let me tell you, man, if you don't want to say it. Corruption. Corruption and corruption. That's what oil companies does all over the world.
Yes.
Let me repeat. There's go in a country when they find oil, and the first thing they do, they line the pockets of the politicians.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
Then the second thing they do is create chaos and confusion, instability. And while we fight among ourselves, Indians, Africans, and Amerindians, they
Correct.
fetch out everything behind your back.
Yes.
And then they left you with bills that your children and grandchildren have to pay.
Yes.
Merry Christmas for this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, good.
Welcome. Yeah?
226-7453 and 226-7454.
China has a 5-year plan. Every time they have a 5-year plan that goes on. I think our country.
Yeah, sure. Do we have any other call?
No, we have
That's a smart guy.
It is.
But poor fella. I don't know. You see, when you put people through this type of tension, Joshua,
Yeah.
they really don't know what to say.
Exactly.
Every day we have this editorial meeting, and when I finish speaking, my staff will sit down maybe for minutes and can't move because they just can't believe, that this thing is really happening.
This is what's happening.
And I used to feel the same way. Like I said, I used to pinch myself and say, wait, Glenn, you're sleeping? Or are you dreaming, man? Is this thing happening for real in this land? So many things. Man, if I should list some of the things.
But the words going to a president's mouth, Glenn.
They don't
Preaching
match
accountability
up.
and thing.
Exactly.
The irony, doesn't he get the irony? The 2 cents you get from the city because not paying taxes. What about the billions of US dollars that the foreigners are not paying taxes? What about that, Glenn?
I know.
And then
irony-
has the
the irony
audacity to
escapes
talk
me, like-
about transparency and
Bernard.
accountability. All we're asking is to
Bernard,
see the reports.
Miss Harris,
That's all.
if I am to sit down and document the things both governments did
Yes.
in this country for the last 30 years, you hear me? You really get people sick in this land. You understand?
And the funny
Because of the love these people walk around and portray.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Hey, hello. Look, I bring little hamper for
Smile
you.
with you
I bring little
and
food for you.
We're gonna pick up your
You know?
babies and we're gonna
You
hug
understand?
them and everything is
They had to go
good.
out to giving out the 90,000.
And then they preach this race thing. You know they're doing this.
Yes.
You see what they're doing there?
Yes.
And the race start. And the race play bait, they keep
Yes, to
hitting
keep
and
people
going on.
distracted.
Do you have the Zambian government thing?
Yeah.
Could you play it for me, please?
Yeah.
Guys, just listen to this little short video. And this is what they do.
Yeah, the PPP people go out there give a collecting money and the PSC telling the one, them not share the thing properly,
yes.
They not give certain people,
Yes.
they only give certain people. And the other one getting the
Yes.
stupidity, the stupidity of that is like, how dumb are you?
Yes.
Come on, we're all being fleeced.
That's what they do.
Yes.
They
That's
give
how
you $100 US, then
You
they
play?
rob you hundreds of millions
Play
of
it.
US dollars.
Yes, you see why I love that man?
Yep.
The man speak with an understanding of how things work.
Exactly.
The man said you have to stand up and be counted. Stand up and be counted. If not, you will be minus in this country. God bless you. Have a good night. Thank you for listening.